Perfect. What's up, replayers? This is KarlSchuckert. I'm here with Rob Kage, and he's an international known producer of music, and he helps bands. He helps bands out with monetizing their business, and we've got a very, very exclusive interview with him right now.
Nice.
And we're gonna go over some pretty amazing talk. We're having amazing talk. So I asked him, I was like, hey, can we continue this talk on Periscope? Is it show that we're live now? You might have to X out and go back to me. Awesome. Jeff says, what's up, Rob? You probably know Jeff.
What's up, Jeff?
You know Jeff.
Jeff.
It says live. Now hit right where it says live.
Oh, nice.
And then we should pop up. There we go. There you are.
What's going on out there, you guys?
There we go. There you are. You might want to turn the music sound down.
You guys?
All right. So
living
guys,
a dream with my friend Karl here.
Yeah, dude.
What's up?
So I'm here with Rob Kage, guys, and you guys, if you don't know who he is, he's an internationally known guy that's actually been part of like major industries. And I thank you for being on, by the way. And I just
great to be here.
A little interview. Yeah, a little interview. I've got Luke here on the side.
Luke, what's up?
What's up, Luke? So we wanted to spread a message, get a few people on here. Guys, whoever's on here right now, swipe over and share this one, because this is going to be beneficial. If you guys are friends, or if you know anybody in the industry that's in the music industry, we're going to really dial down a little bit on here when it comes to monetizing your business. And a lot of people in the industry, in the music industry, they just don't understand. Thanks, guys. Hey, thanks for giving your followers, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Swipe over, invite some people. This is the time to invite some people, because we're going to have a very impactful talk. And we're going to talk a little bit about Rob here, man. I got Rob Kage here.
Good to be here.
So Rob, man, thanks for being a part of our scope.
Oh, this is awesome, man. It's nice. I'm starting to get a little familiar with it. So, welcome, everybody.
Welcome. So we got Peter Swanson in the house.
Peter Swanson, my boy.
Your boy, man. So
yeah, back in the day.
So Rob, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, fantastic. I go by Rob Kage. I am a musician, first and foremost. Always had a passion for music, and I found myself, because I cultivated the music in my life, been playing guitar for many years. Nice thing about it is that I came from a time of being just a simple dude and essentially a self-starter. Didn't get a lot of push in the music industry. Nowadays, what I found is that technology, you got cell phones, you've got Skyping, you've got the ability to now really market yourself. Periscope is one of the tools that I find it's just amazing to get yourself out there. Obviously, you guys have seen musicians like John Mayer and Sammy Hagar out there, promoting themselves, but it's a beautiful thing. And so one of the things that I did is I was fortunate enough to work in the area of peak performance. Back in the day, I did some public speaking. And what I found is that the music industry, first and foremost, is a business. First and foremost, you got to realize, as an artist, musician, I don't care if you're, a painter. In that sense, you realize that first and foremost, you have to have the ability to have a little bit of what I would call financial literacy. And so I started off at one particular time, being on the road with a great speaker and someone in the area of peak performance.
Who's that?
Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins, one of the original.
Yeah, and I still find that to this day that he is still probably one of the greatest mentors of my generation. And I started from Tony, and I also started listening to a lot of other folks like Zig Ziglar, and then catapulted that, understood the structure of human communication. I became a NLP practitioner back in 1995, started studying things like conversational hypnosis, and utilizing it in a sense of communication. And one of the things that a lot of people don't realize, that is, if you're in the music industry, or if you're an artist trying to make it in Hollywood, it's all about how you communicate, how you posture yourself, how you are in front of an individual. And the people that have the ability to speak, the people that have the ability to communicate effectively, they're the ones that really get chosen.
So before we get, I want to talk more about this for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, this is huge. But before we get into that, who are some of the bands and stuff you've worked with?
Well, I mean, I was a live producer at a venue out in Napa, and so objectively, what I was doing is I was contracting. Not only were the big bands coming out, such as Joe Satriani or
3G, man. I went
Johnny Lang, yeah, BB King had the opportunity to work. And so I was the guy that was present where all the contractors, just like a business, just like real estate, they would come in, and I'd have a lighting guy, I'd have the guy who was running the sound. It was the same structure that I found that's very common in a lot of industries, such as real estate. And so I contracted them, and I communicated. I was what I would be known as the individual who would communicate with the artist, the liaison between the artist and the audience, so to speak. So
cool. So we were talking a little bit about, I mean, obviously amazing background with Tony Robbins, and being able to work personally with him, and be able to be a part of that, which is like, that's just mind-boggling. But also on top of that, like, one of the things I noticed that you're passionate about is like helping businesses with monetizing realizing that being in the music industry isn't just about the passion and the love about being in the industry, but also about like being a business person and not just monetizing, but just like understanding the business aspects of that. Like, what would be a good message you could give to maybe someone that watches our replay or someone that's live with us right now, like a new band up and coming? What would you see right now with the paradigm shift of the internet that would help them the best in their business?
Great. So definitely. Definitely being mastering the instruments as an artist, always continually honing your skill, having the ability to play the instruments correctly. People love music, but one of the things that people really love, and you'll find now in the music industry, is that artists are now really connecting with the audience. They're coming out, they're shaking their hands. It's called a meet and greet. So you have the ability to actually meet with the actual artist. One of the things that I like that have shifted throughout a lot of the years is the fact that a lot of the artists have now scaled down. Not everybody, obviously, but a lot of them like to do the intimate engagements where they come out, and they love when artists come, when they're performing afterwards, to connect with people. And it's like any business. You basically you learn, you earn. And they love the aspect of having to pay the way for other artists. That's what's beautiful about today with the artists, is that they're actually going out there, doing symposiums, doing events, and allowing new and upcoming artists to really work with them and have the ability to go out there and do the same. You know?
What that makes me think of is like the book industry. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like the old principles, but using them with today's value of things, of going out and signing and doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's a good idea. Is to but what about like new, like they don't know what to do. They just love music. They have a great product.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say is like some of the best ways for them to go out and set these things up? Like, how would they do that?
Well, I mean, definitely. Utilize the ability to be on the internet, marketing yourself on YouTube. YouTube is, it's not really regulated. I mean, you could put together short videos on your own right now, and I would definitely say plug into the aspect of marketing yourself on the internet. Get yourself somebody who understands how to get your face out there on YouTube. I mean, that's a given. A lot of bands already are doing that, but what's really nice is the fact that this is the podium for you to get recognition. You can get selected. There's a lot of bands out there that are well known that are looking for bands and taking them to another level. But the main thing really is to really hone your communication skills. Become really good at your language. Know your outcome. Be purpose driven and outcome oriented, and knowing what you want. Stay off of drugs. Definitely go out there and have fun. Yeah, and it's just like, the music industry is a business first and foremost. Or as an actor, I do work with people who want to break it into the acting industry. And what I tell people is, be realistic. Start small. You know what I mean? Just get yourself out there. create a product, and that is your music. Or if you're an actor, get out there and hone your skills, communicate, go to auditions, and keep it real small. And before you know it, what happens is you start connecting with people. Periscope is a great medium for it. YouTube obviously is wonderful, and there's many more that you can do that in getting your face out there. But definitely learn how to speak, and that is really the biggest thing. That's what's really helped me, is have the ability that, the greatest asset I could ever have is this mouth right here.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's something that you specialize in.
Yeah.
That's something that you absolutely specialize in, is actually helping bands. Bands speak through their music. They don't understand, or even actors, they don't understand that, like, the actual communication part of the sales. It's a sales process.
It is a sales product. You are the product.
Yeah, you have to understand that your product has to be sold.
Yes.
And I think that's where you help. That's where you actually help bands out, and you help individuals out, and groups out. And I really, like I said, I really appreciate that you're taking some time with me. But what are some other nuggets? I mean, like we were talking about Anthony Robbins. Like, what were some of the best things you learned from being a part of Anthony Robbins? And also, like, when did you start with Anthony?
Great question. I actually was very fortunate to stumble on Tony Robbins. It started off from, again, this is a guy, if you could picture him as I described to you, that at one particular time paid thousands and millions of dollars to get his face on TV, just to sell a few tapes or CDs, which, through the evolution of Tony Robbins. But that's how it started. He never gave up. He was so persistent. He always was transparent in his humble beginnings. He always told the truth about how his humble beginnings started. And then, being that he was repetitiously on TV, you can't help but, be driving one day, or it happens to everybody. You're driving one day and you just bought a new CD or new music, and you listen to it repetitively. Eventually what happens is it gets picked up by your subconscious mind. You've got that powerful...
the seed.
Yeah, absolutely. And so get yourself out there all the time. And so one of the things, what happened with Tony Robbins, is that I was doing a production. I was downtown Sacramento in a Shakespearean production, and I came across a little ad that this guy Tony Robbins was coming out to Sacramento, and I had no idea. I thought this guy was more like into sales and that kind of thing, but notice to me, what this guy did is he totally led my imagination by teaching me communication skills. And one of the things he did is he through language, through linguistics, he was actually able to open me up to understand, so that I could better understand that there is a way to succeed in anything you want. Whether you're a musician or you want to be a business person. I didn't come from an era. I was a self-starter, so I didn't come from an era where I had a lot of exposure like YouTube and all these mediums. But I went to see Tony live, and it was really nice. He actually came down and shook my hand. And then before I knew it, I was surrounded by some of his friends. It almost felt like the guy knew me. He gave me a hug. He was I was fortunate to meet him at a time where he was just out there meeting people. And that's what artists do now, man. It's like, you want to get yourself out there, you're touching people, you feel it. Your music, once you play your music to the audience, what happens is there's a process called anchoring. Instantaneously, all these triggers are going off. So once he actually gives you the physical touch, it's almost like you're always going to remember that, and it's a lasting impression. And so working for Tony, I had a humble beginning with him.
It was late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah. Late 80s, early 90s.
What's up, Darcy?
Yeah, and what happened is after I would go out and bring people to just a small event. That's what I mean, starting really small. Tony's organization taught me to go out there and just get people to a 4-hour event. And after that, I had other individuals that I was getting a cut of commission from. And then after that, as I evolved and started to, in the evolution process with Tony, I started to, realized he had other products, and then I was taught to cultivate that and bring people to other events. So.
Yeah, and also too, to answer your question, Darcy, we're actually at the DoubleTree right now with Chris Records Mastermind, and this is one of Chris's friends, and so Rob Kage here.
Privileged to meet you guys.
Yeah, I just got to meet him the first time today, and he was just really blew my mind with some of the things that we were talking about with Tony Robbins, and being like one of the first. I don't know if it's the first people, but he was one of the people that jumped on the Tony wagon, right, and became a believer, because obviously look where Tony's at today, and look what he's done, and the thing that Rob's talking about right now is like it's like a grassroots campaign. You got to look at whatever you're doing, even if it's not in the music industry, is that you got to touch your audience. You got to touch their minds and their souls and their heart and their every part of them that gets them emotionally involved, because then you find people that are just lifelong friends, or even lifelong followers, in a sense.
Sure.
People that will get your back no matter what, because they believe in your message and they believe in who you are and what you do, and the freedom and the joy that you get from, especially from the music industry. I think the beautiful thing about music, man, is it's like the only thing that touches people's souls and their minds and everything. Awesome. Yep. Darcy. Darcy actually just was at the VIP seating with Anthony Robbins.
Oh, beautiful.
In Las Vegas right now. So we hope to see you tomorrow when you get there. But anything else you want to leave us with, or kind of? I honestly, I think this is a good message for people. Is just like touching people, touching them, touching the people,
reaching them. Yeah, and so you have to realize is that be a walking product. Develop a product as a musician, as an artist, whether you're a performer in any sense. Be the product itself. I mean, I'm always differentiating myself from everybody else.
The hat.
I wear a cowboy hat. I've got a Jimi Hendrix shirt. It's for me. It's a form of peacocking, because it validates that I'm like I'm a musician, and I love compelling people. I like to go out there and touch people, and really I love to see how people evolve. It's an amazing process. Music truly, as Kyle said here, is that it's there's nothing strikes closer to human emotion than music or any kind of artistic expression, because you're coming from that place, that secret core that's deep down inside, and everybody's an artist, and everybody is a public speaker. And if there's any tool that I get out there, whether an artist or a business person, is learn your communication skills, learn to communicate effectively, be outcome oriented, let people know what you're doing, let the world know what you're doing, and I always look at it that.
So a question came up: should you write music for yourself first, or people?
Well, it all depends. I mean, there's a lot of money made in writing, and it's called publishing, just like a book. In the music industry, there's three facets. There's the recording and producing process, which I've been involved with because I worked in a recording studio. There's music publishing, which is big, and there's a lot of people out there who write for comedians, who write for musicians. You can make a lot of money because the song could really, take off. But I can tell you right here, right now, because I'm friends with Chris Record and Kyle and all these wonderful individuals here, is they come out with a product. Be an artist that has a tangible product, or a product that somebody could attach an emotion to. And get out there and market yourself. Be a merchandise. I mean, get merchandise out there. In this business that these gentlemen are in, they actually have a product that you can make money at. And merchandise for artists is exactly that. It's shirts, it's hats, it's your communication, your songs. Get out there and pass out your CDs, with music on it. Even if you have to sell it for $5 or whatever somebody's willing to give you, get your name out there. I always take into account how Metallica did. And Metallica didn't care how they were going to essentially make their money. All they wanted to do is perform, and they sell out within an hour. I mean, Metallica launches a show, or like Motley Crue, they're gone in an hour. Why? Because they love being out there, touching the audience. Whether they're on stage, you have to realize that they speak to you in volumes and through their music and identity, and then you go out and you buy their CDs and their merchandise because you want to rekindle that feeling. It's an anchoring, triggering process that is constantly perpetual. So
awesome. Yeah, it's funny when you said Metallica, because there was like a video I seen a long time ago where they said, "Oh, you guys sold out," and he was like, "Yeah, we sell out every single concert,
every single concert,
every single concert." But they're down to earth people that are just trying to spread a message.
I had the opportunity to meet Metallica on numerous occasions, even the original band. And so I was
even Burton.
Yeah, I met Clive Burton.
Clive Burton.
And I remember Metallica's humble beginnings. It's a wonderful story because I knew Johnny Z, who in New Jersey was producing them, and they were just a regular.
That's like when they went.
Boys, yeah.
That's like when they went and stayed the night at like Scott Ian's, like slept on his couch. And,
exactly. Yeah.
And kicked off Dave Mustaine. And,
yeah.
I love music.
I could tell you a story. I was next door to Metallica after the show, and they came out in robes. And I could tell you that I can go on with so many stories. Metallica is one of my favorite bands, and also I could tell you stories that I had like intimate settings with them. And
wow,
it's really cool. Yeah, humble beginnings back when they first began. So
awesome.
I'm blessed to have been exposed to it at such an early stage, and it's beautiful because what I like about the mediums that we have today is that there's no reason you cannot succeed in anything you want. I came from a time where there was no technology, but today, get yourself adapted to the technology, whether it be Periscope or YouTube, and you can accomplish anything you want. Tony Robbins opened up my mind to that. If you think about something, it'll manifest in your life. I never believed that before. I was in my early 20s, and I never believed that anything was ever possible in your life. And Tony Robbins was one of the first people that said, if you think about it, you can do it. It'll manifest. But you got to stay committed. You have to know your outcome, and you have to be purpose-driven, and also be humble about it. Start small. I mean, just little ideas. Everything you do on a daily basis should start from just from speaking to yourself, because if you can imagine it, it'll definitely you can create it in your life. So
hey, you guys that are listening right now, if you have any questions for Rob while we still have him here live, and we'll do our best to answer them out for you. Couple things that was really cool that I got from this, and some things that I've noticed with other musicians is that are starting to use Periscope. I think Periscope is like one of the best mediums out there right now for them to connect with their audience. And
yes.
It really is because of the interactiveness that it is.
I agree.
And there's so many musicians that I've been watching recently that I'm like, that person's amazing.
Yeah.
They get on the guitar and they rock out the guitar.
Yeah.
Sure, Meerkat too. They get on, they rock on the guitar. They get to interact with people. It's like, it almost feels like you're in the same room with them, and you're experiencing that
yes.
music with them at that point. I mean, I
yes.
think it's all right. So here's a question, Rob. Good to know you, man. I'm a music lover and musician too. Would love to hear you using it if possible.
Sing?
Love to hear you sing if possible. Well, hey guys, will you put your information? I'm gonna have Rob's got it on live right now. I'm gonna have him put some emojis or something on our scope right now. I think you just hit this button right here. And write something. And guys, follow him. This is your chance to follow him up. And I don't think he's using Periscope yet so much, but he's definitely
new to it.
Yeah. And Periscope's new, and Meerkat and all these things we're such at the beginning stage of it right now.
Yes.
Hopefully Rob gets on, but if you guys follow him, go ahead and put some emojis in there. You can even just say whatever, just say hi. There you go.
Rock on.
There you go. That's even better. Rock on. So guys, follow him. There he is. Gypsy Rocker right there.
Yes.
Follow him up, and when he does his scopes, you guys can answer. He'll answer questions for you. He's putting himself out there in the world right now, and he, I think his passion is helping other musicians and actors and people in the entertainment industry how to step it up. And being that he was a certified Anthony Robbins trainer and was a part of that, I think that he'll be able to help you with your message. So
I would love to. It'd be amazing.
So anything else? If you guys have any questions, if not, we're going to pop off. We're going to get back to our meeting. We're actually in Sacramento right now, and Rob's not in the mastermind, but he's friends with Chris, so he popped in today and tonight because we're having our little engagement at the bar here, and then tomorrow we get to business. But I met Rob, and I knew right away, man, this guy's a stud.
I appreciate it.
This guy's a stud, so I definitely wanted to bring you on, and definitely, like I said, thank you very much, brother.
You can achieve anything you believe in. You can do it.
Here we got Vanessa.
Do it. Hi. Dream big dreams. You can do it. We believe in you. This is the man. These guys are the men, the myths, the legends.
The foundational keys to power is self-mastery, tools, and the ability to take action. Self-mastery is the ability to control your thoughts, your habits, your disciplines, mentally, physically, and emotionally. I mean, I can go on and on.
Awesome.
I'm having fun, you guys, and you know.
What? Oh man, you have your own keys. Oh, we gotta go. We gotta
Anyway,
go.
we had fun. Thank you very much. Humble guy, and I'm glad to sat in and you know, and shout out to the world like that, man.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you guys make sure you follow Rob Kage. We'll probably do some more scopes, but I don't know if Rob will be around. But thank you again, obviously. Thank you.
Appreciate
And
that.
you guys, everybody out there in Periscope land, replay, wherever you're at, make sure you share this message.
Thanks.
It's definitely
Appreciate it.
meaningful, and we'll see you on the next one. You guys take care.
Thank you.